So my number one film last year, which actually ties into the Oscar ceremony last night, is The Last Duel, which there was a joke that Regina Hall made at this film's expense that made me so mad. And I don't want to bring back the Oscars, so I won't get into that too much. But no, I thought this was just a phenomenal film. Ridley Scott, I don't want to say biased, but I was working my way through last year of watching all the Ridley Scott films. So I really got to fall in love with him even more as a director and understand his take on the world and respect him a lot more than I ever have. So I was primed, I guess, primed to pump a little bit on this one, but I was just blown away by this film. I think it deals with a lot of very important issues around, just subjectivity and understanding your own point of view being different from other people's point of view, dynamics of power between all the different characters, patriarchy as well, just how women's place back in medieval times, comparing that to today. And just incredibly well crafted. I think the script by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, just phenomenal. They were both incredible in the film. All the acting across the board, I think, was, should have been recognized, especially Jodie Comer, who was the female lead of this film. I think just did an amazing job. And there's so many different levels to this movie that I definitely could go into for a whole hour. But I just think it's a movie that was overlooked by a lot of people when it came out. And I think it will stand the test of time, just especially in Ridley's filmography, maybe this old and this late into his career, just throw another masterpiece out like this. I was just floored by it. Seen it several times since release, and it just gets more interesting every time. So Regina Hall, I'm the person who saw it. There's a lot of us out there, and screw you for knocking this film in front of the small audience at the Oscars.
Anyway. And when that moment happened, I thought of you immediately. I can't believe we didn't text about this.
I was so mad. I couldn't. I was like, how dare she?
Mad too.
Yeah. Like, if you're going to make a joke like that, which, look, I'm fine with roasting films at the Oscars. Sometimes pick some throwaway trash. I don't say trash film, but like some blockbuster popcorn thing that that no one saw. Right. Yeah. Don't go after a film that is a lot of people love, that is by one of the best filmmakers we have. Right. It seemed like kicking it when it's down. They made this film to get recognized. This wasn't Space Jam 2. You know what I mean? Knock that if you want. Don't go after this. That was anyway.
Exactly.
I'm not talking about the Oscars anymore, but I love this film on almost every level.
I'm with you. I mean, honestly, this would have been on my list. I didn't put it because I knew you would have it. But I love this movie. We talked about this movie, I think, for about 2 hours after we watched it.
Yeah.
How complex and amazing it is in all its pursuits. It's a shame. And again, this goes to one of our larger themes that it's hard to make a movie like this, but when a movie like this does get made, I think the media noise and everything that surrounds it is just so deafening that it sort of is even hard for a movie of all this pedigree and such to sort of stand up. And then secondly, you add to that other point of kind of casual, passive viewing, where you combine those two forces at play. Majority of people have already made up their mind. Oh, sword and sandal, women's story 3 times, told by men. This must be garbage. Why are we even doing this? And that's sort of it. The end of it. Have you even seen the movie?
Right.
I bet most people who have had all their hot takes about this movie haven't even watched it, which is the saddest part.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah, that's why I see movies I know I'm not going to like, just so I can, criticize them later. I think that was just a twist of the knife at the Oscars. I mean, this should have been nominated for performance, for screenplay, for score. I'm one of my favorite scores of last year. And instead you get Regina Hall making some joke about how no one saw it.
Hey there, it's Alex. If you like the review and discussion Karan and I just had, make sure you subscribe to our channel, Movies That Shaped Us, to get full episodes. Every other Wednesday, Karan and I cover a topic around important people, places, events, and moments in our lives, and then explore it through 3 of our favorite movies. Subscribe right now or follow our podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts via the link in the description below. Hope you join us for the journey.